Krishna, thank you very much, everyone. Could you make me co-host so I can share my PowerPoint? I heartily thank His Grace Ramchandra Prabhu to give me this opportunity to speak something that I have been hearing and learning from so many years. It's my privilege and my honor to share some of my thoughts about how important the holy name is and how important this human life is.
Recording in progress.
Hare Krishna. So let's begin with the prayers. My topic today would be the rare gift of human life. Om Jnana-timirandhasya Jnananjana-shalakaya Chakshur-unmilitam Yena Tasmai Sri Guruve Namaha. Sri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Sopadantikam. Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Yuta Padakamalam Sri Guru Vaishnavamscha Sri Rupam Sagrajatam Shahagana Raghunatham Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Shahagana Lalita Sri Vishakham Vitamscha हे कृष्णा करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधु जगतपते गोपेशा गोपिका कांता राधा कांता नमस्तुते तप्त कंचना गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानु सुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छा कल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्णा चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौरभक्त वृंद हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्णा हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। नमो विष्णु पादाय कृष्ण पृष्ठाय विष्णुमते नमो विष्णु पादाय कृष्ण पृष्ठाय गौरवाणी प्रचार्य विशेष। Hare Krishna, everyone. So we'll start from, I'll go over by how this human life is very, very rare to achieve. Sometimes, like, the whole world population is 7 billion people, and we go to work, we meet a lot of people, we have our family members, we have our friends, we meet so many people in life, and then when we go for some kind of occasion or something, there would be like so much of crowd of people, and we think like, human life is so common. We keep meeting anyway, like so many varieties of people with so many, type of consciousness coming from different cultural background and so on. So we think like, oh, it looks pretty easy that, to get a human life is very, very easy. But our scriptures reveal that human life is very, very difficult to achieve. And it's extremely valuable. Sometimes, like, we become so familiar that, seeing people around us, we become so familiar that we tend to forget the purpose of our human life. So So in Padma Puran, it says that, like before we even get the human life, we have to go through the cycle of birth and death among all the species. And we all know that there are like 84 lakhs of species that Padma Puran describes. Jalaja Navalakshani, 9 lakhs of aquatics, fish, whatever, like fish, all different types of whales, dolphins, all those aquatics that live in the water, like the water bodies. So there are 9 lakhs of aquatics. We go through another 20 lakh of trees and plants. That's thavara, means like non-living creatures, plants, usually trees and plants. And then 11 lakhs of insects and reptiles, all those lizard and butterflies, all those insects and reptiles. And then 10 lakhs of birds and 30 lakhs of animals, and then comes only 4 lakhs of human beings. So this categorization is made by their guna and karma and their consciousness. So so it's not based on people say this, there are only 2 types of people, one is male and one is female. It doesn't work like that. It's based on the consciousness. So, and then after going through all this aquatic life, all this sthavara life, like terrestrial life, insects, reptiles, birds, animals, and finally we come, by the mercy of Krishna, we come to get a human life. So sometimes when we think that it's easy, it's to attain or to be born as a human, but sometimes simple things are very difficult to achieve, right? That's why it's very important to recognize that this human life and understand how rare is it to be born as a human. So there is a beautiful verse from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 11, text verse, chapter 9, verse number 29. Labdva sudurlavam idam bahu sambhavante manushyam arthadam anityam api hadhira turnam yate tanapated anumrityu yavan nisreya saya vishaya khalu sarvata. So after many births, we come to this human life. Labdva means like we have obtained. Sudurlavam. Durlavam means very rare. Sudurlavam means very difficult to obtain. Idam means this. Bahu means many. Sambhavan means birds. Ante means after. So after many births, we get the form of a human life. Manushyam is human form of life. Arthadam. Artha means rewards of great value. Anityam means, but we have achieved the human form of life, but it's anityam, means it's temporary, it's not eternal. Api, api means although. Iha means in this material world. Dhira means sober, with the sober, a person who has sober intelligence. Nisreya saya. So now we have achieved a human life, which is very rare to obtain. Now, how we should use our life? And then it says in Srimad Bhagavatam, Nishreyasaya means we have to use for ultimate liberation. Visaya means the material consciousness, sense gratification. There is a bhajan. Visaya chadiya kabe shuddha hoibe mana kabe hamahe rabo Sri Vrindavana. So to see, to have that vision, to have that eyes to see Vrindavan, we have to give up sense gratification. And when will that day come? Like, this is a beautiful bhajan that Narottam Das Thakur has written. So Anum Napatet means like, we keep falling down. Anu Mrityu Yavana, meaning like it's our life is always subjected to death, like always subject to death. So like that's why until so many births we have taken, so and after so many spaces of life we have come to this life, so why not utilize it to the best so that we can use that for Krishna consciousness and we'll be able to meet the purpose of our life. But again, like until when we should perform bhakti? It says in this verse, napate. Napate means until our body falls sick or fall down in old age or until death comes. Until that time, we should perform bhakti. But what is the problem? Like, we have this body, but, as the verse says, anityam, it is not eternal. Our life is full of struggles, and I'm sure everyone feels the same way. We do not know what is going to happen to us at any given time. And what is going to happen to me, what will happen to my family members, what will happen to my house, my bank balance, my investments, what type of diseases I might suffer, what type of old age I might live. And, these are all uncertain, fear that we have in our life. And we don't know when will we die, like how much time we have left. So, it's very scary. And then after death also, we don't know where we are going. We do not know, how we will be leaving our body, when we will be leaving this body. And we do not know how much time is left for us. And we do not know which spaces we'll be going to. And we have to leave everything behind, whatever we have achieved, whatever educational, like degrees or any economic progress we have made, or any family we have created, money, wealth, even the body that we take care of so much, we have to leave behind. That time we will be very, very helpless and hopeless in this material world. This world is actually made in such a way that we realize that, we are very helpless and very, very hopeless in this world. Therefore, we have to endeavor as soon as possible. Therefore, in the verse, it says, Turnam yateta. Turnam means as soon as possible, immediately. Yateta means do not wait. Make that endeavor, make that efforts to start Krishna consciousness, to start doing bhakti, because Krishna consciousness is our only shelter and only nourishment that we will get. And then, like those who have been practicing for some times, I know like most of us can realize that we get such immense strength from inside to face the challenges that we go through in everyday life. And hopefully this practice of bhakti will make us easier to live this world also. So now we know that we have to do something, practice bhakti, but what is bhakti? So, so we see that, we have hearing about Krishna, chanting his holy names, singing his glories, praying to him, reading scriptures, living a life that is centered around devotion, Krishna conscious life. The real bhakti that Rupa Goswami describes in Nectar of Devotion, Anya Bilasita Sunyam Jnana Karmadi Anavritam Anukulyana Krishnanu Silanam Bhaktira Uttama. Like one must be devoid of all material desires, and then one must be devoid of all the monistic philosophy or any knowledge and fruitive action. And then one must serve Krishna favorably as per Krishna desires, that which is favorable to Krishna consciousness. And these listed over here in the PowerPoint, that these processes help us to understand and practice bhakti in our life. So, like sometimes as devotees also, sometimes we think like, we tend to get lazy, cozy, and we tend to think like, okay, this practicing bhakti is very, very difficult. Waking up early in the morning is very, very difficult. Let me continue this process next life and next life and next life, because Krishna says that, anything that is done in the process of bhakti, it will not go in waste. So I will begin in next life wherever I stop by. So we sometimes tend to think like that, because this process is easy for the easy people, difficult and for the difficult people. So sometimes like we also get succumb into sense gratification, like knowingly or unknowingly. So here in Hitopadesa, it says, Ahara nidra bhayamaitanam cha samanyametat pasabhinaranam dharmo hitesam adiko bisheso dharme nahina pasabhi samana. So without dharma, human beings are like animals, and only human beings in this form that we are able to pursue our spiritual duties. We're able to hear about Krishna, chant the holy name of Krishna. We are able to read Srimad Bhagavatam. We are able to hear Bhagavatam. We are able to associate with devotees. We are able to do deity worship, bhoga, offering bhoga, gifts in charity, receiving and giving gifts. So many, all these processes is possible only in human life. And then this human form of body is like a vehicle that will facilitate us to go back to Godhead. And all I just listed these devotees on the right side, that all these devotees: Gajendra performed bhakti, Draupadi performed bhakti, Prahlad Maharaj, Dhruva Maharaj, Bhismadev, Parikshit Maharaj, Pandavas, Brajvasis, Sudama, everybody performed bhakti, and it did not come easily, or it did not come so cheaply. They all had to go through some kind of struggles, actually very big, so much of struggles, so much of tests, so much of difficulties before they got the darshan of Krishna, and it was possible by their devotion. So how urgent it is to take up this Krishna consciousness process? There is no other way. Most of us, we have realized, I think, by this time, after practicing few years of Krishna consciousness, every birthday we celebrate is being minus from our age. I mean, minus from our life. So with this rising sun and setting sun takes away life, except for one who glorifies Krishna. There's a beautiful verse in Srimad Bhagavatam that says, Ayur harati vaipumsam udyan astam cha yan asau tasyarte yat chanonita uttama sloka vartaya. By rising and setting, the sun decreases the duration of life of everyone, except one who utilizes the time by discussing topics of all the good personality of Godhead. So we think like time works on everyone. Time works on devotees and also those who are not performing bhakti also. It does not mean that, devotees are practicing bhakti, that, they will have a long life or healthy life, or, it's time works similar to both sides. But somebody who is not performing bhakti, with every rising and setting sun, it's bringing closer to death. But for devotees, even if with the rising and setting of the sun, they're actually getting more closer to Krishna. It's, the Srila Prabhupada gives a very beautiful example of a mouse in the mouth of a cat, or the kitten in the mouth of a cat, right? The kitten feels more comfortable. Oh, my mother is taking care of me. But the rat feels like it's death approaching. So similarly, like for devotees, the setting and rising of the sun, it actually brings them closer to Krishna. So for devotees, celebrating birthdays is actually bringing them close to Krishna, because they'll be doing kirtan, they'll be doing serving devotees, and they'll be doing extra more services. So I mean, basically, I just wanted to emphasize that, after millions of lifetimes, somehow in this life, we have received the rare human birth. Very rare. We have received such nice association of devotees. We have received such nice, books written by Srila Prabhupada, all those purports. We have received such nice opportunity to chant Hare Krishna. But if we do not take this Krishna consciousness practice seriously, then if we can take the practice seriously now, then probably when will we be serious? when will we have that opportunity that, okay, I'll take this very close to my heart. I'll take this very seriously, and I'll take with commitment. I'll take with discipline. I'll take with desperation to, like practice this process. So when should one start bhakti? Sometimes, like a lot of people have this question that, when should we start? Because everybody has their timeline. So everybody would like to know, like, when they can start. And Prahlad Maharaj gives a very nice verse in Srimad Bhagavatam. Kaumara Acharet Pragyo. It has to start from the childhood itself. कौमार आचरेत् प्रज्ञो धर्मं भागवतम् इह दुर्लभं मानुषं जन्म तदप्य ध्रुवम् अर्थदम्. So arthadam comes here in this verse as well. It's the award of very high value. This human form of body is is an award of very high value. So even a slight amount of sincere devotional service can give one complete perfection. So what it's death is certain. Every one of us know by now. Like it's coming. Every like every product that comes in the market, they have a manufacturing date, right? When was it manufactured? Sometimes, like let's say a pack of cookies or anything that we purchase in the market, like milk or anything, fruits, some bags of chips or anything. It has a manufacture date, and we do have a manufacture date, our birthdays, and it has every product also has an expiry date, like it's not good to use after this. And sometimes it's also written like best before, like best before this date. So similarly, our human form also has a manufacture date. It has an expiry date. Unfortunately, it's not stamped like in the products that's found in the market. But again, like the best before means when the youth time. When is the best time of our life? Youth, young childhood time. Now, present situation right now, right? And then any time, anyone can start at any age group, any time of their life. The best way is to begin now and immediately, because days will pass by easily, very easily, very quickly. We will not know when like the time will come, we'll retire and will not be prepared. So so it says like ante narayana smriti. So those who can remember Krishna at the end of the life will go back to Krishna. We believe in that, and in Bhagavad Gita it's also stated like that. So to be able to remember Krishna at the end of our life, we need to practice now. We have to start that practice now. Just like if a child is very behind, or is not doing good in mathematics or in language arts, they have to practice more. The only way they can overcome that is with more practice. If we are lagged behind in chanting of the holy name, then it needs more practice. If somebody wants to learn deity worship, it needs more practice. Somebody wants to learn kirtan, like singing kirtan or playing instrument, they need more practice. With practice comes practice makes it easier to perform. So then, so this human form is very, very rare. So now, why we need to chant the holy name? Well, Srila Prabhupada and our previous acharyas said that, even though there are 9 processes of bhakti, bhakti devotional service starts from smaranam kirtanam, right? Sravanam Kirtanam, Sravanam Kirtanam, first hearing and then chanting. So but why do we need to chant now? Hare Nama, Hare Nama, Hare Namaiva Kevalam. Hare Nama, Hare Nama, Hare Namaiva Kevalam Kalau Nasteva 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 Gatiranyatha. In Kali Yuga, chanting is the only way. No other method is effective. And then this is a very rubber stamped by Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself also. Because in Kali Yuga, our lives are short, resources are rare, and then there is not much time that we can practice like in before yugas. So this is the easiest method that is provided to us, so that we can achieve perfection just by chanting of the holy name. Our spiritual life rests on our chanting. And sometimes we are struggling, yes, but our trying to chant nicely, is so satisfying to Krishna, and he will reciprocate accordingly to us. So, taking shelter of the holy name. In the age of Kali, the holy name of the Lord came as the incarnation of Krishna himself. Golokera premadhana harinama sankirtana. So it Lord Krishna descended himself from the spiritual world in the form of his holy name. And then simply by chanting the holy name, we think that's easy, right? So simply by chanting the holy name, we can associate with Lord directly. And anyone who does this is certainly delivered. And we have heard about so many pastimes in Srimad Bhagavatam, or even in real time, the devotees like who we know or who we have heard or seen going back to Krishna just by chanting of the holy name. And then this holy name, Nam, is a Prakrita Chaitanya Rasa, transcendental living mellow. So it's I don't know how fortunate we are to get this opportunity to chant every day, and then to get this, like, very, very rare people, or very, very rare people get this opportunity to chant this holy name. And every morning, if we try to think about this holy name, this Hare Krishna Mahamantra is such a transcendental mellow that came from Golok Vrindavan. Then, like, our consciousness while chanting will be very, very clear, and we will try to focus in hearing what we are chanting. See, sometimes, like, money, 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 when we chant money, money, it will not manifest money, right? If we chant Krishna Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare, we'll be able to achieve Krishna, we'll be able to receive Krishna's mercy, because okay. The most important limb of bhakti is the chanting of the holy name of the Lord. Kali Kale Nama Rupe Krishna Avatara Nama Haite Haya Sarva Jagata Nistara. So in Kali, Nam Rupa, Krishna has come as the avatar in the form of holy name. So, this is the only way that can help us achieve or receive Krishna's association. So Krishna's name is transcendentally beautiful. It can be chanted anywhere, any place, anywhere. It's a Chastakam prayers. It says Nam Namakari Bahuda Nija Sarva Shaktis. Every name Krishna has put in transcendental potency. Nam Namakari Bahuda Nija Sarva Shaktis Tatrarpita Niyamitaha Smaranena Kala. There's no rules and regulations. You can just chant. Just chant. Like Chaitanya Mahaprabhu made it very easy. Just chant the name of Hari, and everything will be perfect. Everything will be fine. So here is the verse. Nama Chintamani Krishnas Chaitanya Rasa Vigraha Purna Suddho Nitya Mukto Bhinnatvam Nama Namino. So Krishna is not different than his name, and Krishna's holy name is non-different than Krishna. Krishna has the same potency, and his holy name has the same potency. Krishna's name is always spiritual. Like whatever name you call Krishna with, it's always spiritual. And then the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna, like he when you chant Hare Krishna, he is present in that name. How much easier we want it to be able to receive Krishna's mercy just by chanting Hare Krishna, 36 syllables Hare Krishna. How easy it has been made. by our, like acharyas, and Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself has come in the form of a devotee to teach that, okay, this holy name can deliver you from all the anxieties, all the problems, all the repeated birth and cycle, and all the like sinful activities you have done in the past. Everything will be cleansed, your heart will be cleansed, and then you can go back to Krishna just by chanting the holy name of the Lord. But in our condition, even if it is very easy, sometimes easy things get neglected, right? Like, people like to practice difficult yogas and difficult, like practices more because they want to do some kind of austerity. They want to feel like they have done something, like kind of accomplishment. But, it's so unfortunate that, sometimes easy things get neglected and ignored and gets less attention. So in our case, like, we have no strength to practice devotional service, no strength. We have such arguing nature, such quarreling mood. We like to complain. We like to compete. We like to gossip. We have so many anarthas in our heart: lust, anger, greed, envy. We try, we like to be glorified, we like to get the attention, we like to get the respect, and so many anarthas in our heart. We're supposed to be going to the hellish planets with all these anarthas, with all this, like quarreling mentality and so. But, Srila Prabhupada, he came as a messenger in our lives, and our gurus, our previous acharyas, they came to save us. And how good fortune we have that now we are chanting Hare Krishna. We came from all, like, especially me, like I was, sharing my experience with Ramchandra Prabhu and family, some of the devotees who came to our home last time, that, my community background that we came from Nepal is like, it's very, very tamasic practices. And from that, we came to bhakti, to Krishna consciousness, and now we are chanting Hare Krishna. How fortunate we are. I cannot imagine how fortunate we are. Obviously, we are fallen. We are still fallen. We are not advanced devotees, but we are very, very fortunate that we have received the mercy of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the whole parampara. We have Srila Prabhupada, and we have our Gurudev, our Vaishnav Sangha, our, our devotee circle, the community that are so nourishing to our heart, so fulfilling, giving us association, giving us prasadam, giving us love and care and trust, and so much we are receiving, so much. So, this is, we have to be grateful. I think there is no other word that we can describe our fortune than being grateful for what we are given. So, like, whoever, all the devotees who come or have met devotees, or have like come to in contact with the Srila Prabhupada's books or Sankirtan, or some devotees, through some devotees, if you have come to the movement, please do not leave the process. It might be difficult and easy simultaneously, but bhakti is simple also. It can be performed, everyone can perform it. And at the same time, it just requires some little bit of seriousness, little bit of commitment, little bit of discipline than where we are before and now. So, sorry, I keep getting carried away when I speak. Kindly forgive me. So, taking japa seriously, this is my favorite part. I have so much faith in the process. This Krishna consciousness movement is, it's approachable. It is approachable for everyone. This movement, this process works for everyone. The process of bhakti, devotional service, works for everyone, regardless of what country, what race, what gender, what, like cultural background, or wherever they come from. Even Yavanas, Srila Haridas Thakur says, even Yavanas get delivered by just chanting Harama Harama. There is a verse in Chaitanya Charitamrita. So this process works for everyone. And this holy name is our direct connection with Krishna. So every morning when we sit We are having personal communication with Krishna. We are having personal time with Krishna, just like we spend quality time with our family members. When we go to work, we try out to give our best to do our work duties. When we come home, we try to give the best to our children, and we are with our family. And when we go to the temple, we try to give the best to Krishna and the devotees. So we try to do everything the best. But then, we also try to build that relationship with Krishna through devotees, through chanting, through service, through reading, through hearing, right? So when we chant, when we try to chant, we should not be just in the head that, oh, I have to chant 16 rounds just to finish the rounds. No, we should not hurry. We have to chant, nicely, meaning trying to please Krishna fulfillingly. And without attentive japa, spiritual progress is hindered. There is no shortcut to this process. The secret is to surrender to the process itself of chanting japa. There is no other secret way, and there's no shortcut. The secret is to be afraid of death and take it very seriously, very urgently, that we must chant. We must chant, because this is the only way that, this is the only way for this age of Kali, and this is the only way that, we will be able to make spiritual advancement faster and receive the mercy of Krishna. And chanting cleanses the heart. In Shastakam prayers, it says the Cheto Darpanamarjanam Bhava Mahadavagni Nirvapanam. There's so much of fire of anxiety around. Every morning we chant in Mangalarti, Samsara Dava Nalalidha Loka Tranaya Karunya Ghana Ghanatvam. This samsara, this world is like Davagni, huge forest fire. And the mercy of Guru can only, when there's a huge forest fire, the only way the fire can be decreased, or can be, can be splashed away, would be from the heavy rainfall. Just like that, this, we deal with so many struggles and problems and sufferings in this life, so many anxieties. It's like for fire in our heart. All these anarthas are burning us up. It's so much fire. It's just like being in a fire. And only by the kripa, only by the mercy of Guru, that, we can be saved from this forest fire in our heart. So we have to invest more and more and more of our thinking, our feeling and willing into our chanting. Then the japa will be, very nicer. We will feel to chant more rounds. We'll feel like, okay, we are feeling like we are associating with Krishna. Japa is the barometer of our spiritual life. Everything has a tool to measure, right? So the quality of japa and the consciousness during japa is the barometer of our spiritual life. We will feel that, okay, the process is working, and I'm feeling this I'm feeling strong connection to Krishna. And japa is the heart of bhakti. I mean, all the services are there, obviously, there will be kirtan, there are cooking, boga, everything is there. But japa is the heart of bhakti. The chanting of Hare Krishna is very, very, very powerful, very powerful. As we chant more and more, we'll realize that this chanting is keeping us within the sphere of spiritual energy. Therefore, we should all strive to chant with urgency, that, I have to chant. I must chant. There's no other way. And chant with earnest desire to please our spiritual master, because he has ordered us to chant. He has given us the instruction to chant, and we have given the vow to chant. So, and even if some devotees do not have their spiritual master yet, you have come in contact with the devotees, take some, commitment. Begin somewhere. You don't have to jump to 16 rounds. Begin somewhere. And then we should strive to chant with determination. Determination that, I will do everything to chant the holy name of the Lord. I will take up anything and everything. I will struggle. I will wait. I will tolerate. I will do everything to chant the holy name of the Lord. And we should strive to chant with discipline. It's very, very important. Very, very important. Because without discipline, Even if we are chanting, it's not giving us any fulfillment. Like, we have to discipline ourselves to wake up early in the morning. I mean, their thoughts might come that, okay, today is my day off, I will wake up a little bit later, I'll chant later. No, we have to discipline ourselves, because with that discipline, like, even though you sleep late at night, you'll wake up at the same time, because Krishna is waiting. Krishna is waiting to jump on our tongue. And he's coming from Golok Vrindavan. It's not like he's coming from Parsippany 15 minutes here. Or, no, he's coming from Golok Vrindavan. He's so eager to come and associate and give his association to us. And then that's why we have to discipline ourselves. And we should strive to chant desperately, Krishna, I have gone through so many difficulties. I have gone through so many lifetimes after lifetimes after lifetimes. I have gone through so many spaces of life. And finally, I'm here. And I have the opportunity to chant. And then I have the opportunity to receive your mercy. Please, please, please help me chant nicely. Please allow me to serve you. Please accept me with all my imperfection. Please. In that mood, then we will be able to chant. So my mother, she has gone through so many issues, so many health problems, so many things in her life. Some of the devotees know. My mother gives me 2 mantras in my life. I think that shapes a lot in me. So my mother always used to say that we should, because she chants every day 32 rounds every day since the time, before she used to chant 16 rounds, but after initiation, she chants 32 rounds. She always says that, we should chant in such a way that, to the extent that our tongue gets thinner. जब तक हमारा जीभ पतला ना हो जाए, तब तक chanting करना है. And that was like, I was like so, so shocked when my mother said that, because that time I wasn't chanting nicely. I was chanting obviously 16 rounds, but I would chant 6 rounds in the morning, 4 rounds during daytime, 3 rounds in the evening. Sometimes if I'm too busy, I postpone my rounds to the next day. I would have outstanding rounds. After a week, I would have another outstanding rounds of 20 rounds that I did not complete. And my chanting wasn't going good. And my mother, she noticed that, and she said that, no matter what you are doing, no matter how highly educated you are, no matter how big job you are doing at work, you have given your vows to your spiritual master. How would your spiritual master feel if he knows that your chanting is in this situation? How would he feel? And your spiritual master is a very, very elevated soul, a very, humble Vaishnava. And, you should be able to show your face in front of your spiritual master. That actually transformed me so much to take up this chanting a little bit seriously. I'm not very serious yet, but to at least to try to do it. Like, and then another she said is like, we should serve until we do not feel that we are in this body anymore. Like, I was like, because she likes to do this boga service and this and that, and she keeps doing a lot of services at home too. And then my mother's health is not good. When any festival, she cooks like all these 35 types of boga preparation for Lord. Then next 2 days, her legs hurt and she has pain here, there. But then, like, every time I say, Mommy, this time, please do not cook so much. Then she says that, she says that, no, we have to serve to the highest, degree, as much as our body allows. And even though our body doesn't allow, we have to, we have to fake out that, okay, it has to happen. And we have to pray to Krishna that, please allow me this time. And then I'll try to take care of my health later. So, she has this absolute service attitude, and that's very inspiring to me. And like, her chanting and her service attitude have a little bit have some kind of impression in my life. And so even Srila Haridas Thakur, like, he was beaten up in 24 marketplaces, and then he was, this Muslim king, or where, like, you give up Harinam, then we'll leave you. The soldiers, the armies, they were like, you give up Harinam and we'll leave you. What Haridas replied? Srila Haridas Thakur replied, खंड खंड हे देह यायप यदि प्राण तबु आमी बदने ना छाड़ी हरि नाम. Even my body is cut into pieces and I give up my life, I will never give up chanting the holy name of the Lord. That was his determination. Obviously, we cannot, we cannot imitate him, Srila Haridas Thakur, but at least we can pray to Srila Haridas Thakur that we can chant with such utmost urgency, such utmost determination, with such desperation. So, how do we prepare our mind to chant the holy name? So Srila Sanatan Goswami in his Hari Bhakti Bilasa gave this wonderful sloka that I love it so much. I had shared with Ananga Mohini, Mahaprem Kirtan Prabhu, some few devotees in the past. Mana samharanam saucham maunam mantrartha chintanam avyagratvam anirvedo japa sampati hetava. What does it mean? Mana samharanam, pulling mind back to Krishna. Our mind is so, whenever we sit to chant japa, our mind is wandering everywhere. It's very normal for our mind to wander. This is the normal, process for our mind to wander. Here, I'm sitting here, but my mind is going everywhere, from east to west, for everywhere, from work to home to everywhere. But we are chanting. When we are chanting, and when we wandering mind is not actually a problem, but the problem is when we realize that our mind is wandering, if we do not bring our mind back to Krishna and then start chanting again, is a problem. So every time when we chant, when our mind wanders, we have to pull our mind back to Krishna. Okay, sorry, Krishna, let me start. Saucham, cleanliness of the body and mind, is very, very important. Maunam, silence. Silence meaning, like I know in ISKCON we don't have this maun vrat, right? We talk a lot, we sing a lot, we dance a lot. So silence here in this case is like no gossiping, no envy gossiping, I would say. If another devotee, like talking about others, it's not going to take us anywhere. So we practice maunam by not gossiping and only talking about Krishna or something that will help each other in our Krishna consciousness life. Mantrartha chintanam, meditating on the meaning of the mantra, the intention. The meaning of the Hare Krishna Mahamantra is, please allow Krishna, please allow me in your service. So with that in mind, we chant the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Avyagratvam, do not rush. Hurrying, not to hurry while chanting. Sometimes we think like, okay, 2 rounds of chanting will take 15 minutes. Sometimes like we have to, we have to just check from the other side. Let me chant 15 minutes. It doesn't matter how many rounds is completed in 15 minutes, but 15 minutes I'm going to chant with no rush. That should be our way of chanting. Anirvedo, this is my this is my favorite. Like every morning we don't we don't have this determination to chant. We don't feel taste or ecstasy all the times. It doesn't happen all the times. But despite not experiencing happiness or despite not experiencing any kind of ecstasy while chanting, but still with such determination, with such steadfastness to continue chanting, is Anirvedo. So if we chant, because we can use all these techniques in chanting of japa, but again, the taste to chant or the taste in holy name only comes from Krishna, by the causeless mercy of Krishna. If Krishna would like to give us the taste, then we will receive it. Otherwise, there's no way to achieve the taste in holy name. There's no way. Japa sampati hetava. These qualities bring perfection in chanting. Perfection in a way that it will give some kind of meaningful changes in our life to value the practice of chanting the holy name. Okay, and then the golden rules. The golden rules would be gratefulness. So what was our life before and how we live our life now? Let's all think, those who are in practicing Krishna consciousness. What was our life before we started our Krishna consciousness journey, and how do we live our life now? Is there a difference? Yes, very big difference. The consciousness, the way we think, the way we perceive things, the way we receive things, the way we think about doing things, the way we live our life, everything is very different. And then we mostly, all of us, feel very happy to be living this way of life, right? So we should be very, very grateful for what Srila Prabhupada has given us, for what Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has given us, for all the, struggles our 6 Goswamis had done to bring all these works of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to us. So we have to be very, very grateful. No material motivations. So while chanting, we should not be chanting that, oh, I need a bigger house, I need a nice car, I need a beautiful wife, no, we na dhanam na janam na sundarim kavitam va jagadisha kamaya mama janmani sware ahituki bhakti mama janmani sware ahituki bhakti toy. So with absolutely no ulterior motives, our devotional service. We should at least, I'm not very advanced to talk like this, but this is what we have to strive for. This is where our goal is, that we all should look up to at, sometime we have to sit down and think, hey, this is where I want to improve. And hardcore humility. This is only humility alone can attract Krishna's mercy. Sometimes sadhana is important, but yes, humility is more important than sadhana, because sometimes like strict sadhana, all these can make us very proud. And our heart filled with false ego. We try to look down on people. No, but humility alone can attract Krishna's mercy. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, seeing the humility of Sanatan Goswami, was saying, oh, Sanatan, your humility is breaking my heart. Very, very powerful. And my Guru Maharaj, His Holiness Radhanath Swami Maharaj, he always emphasizes on Trinadapi, Sunichena, Tarorapi, Sahishnana, Amanina Manadena Kirtaniya Sadahari. In that consciousness, we will be able to chant holy name continuously and constantly. And absolutely no Vaishnava aparad, because Krishna will forgive if we do aparad to him. But if we offend devotees, Krishna will never forgive us, because Vaishnavas carry Krishna in their heart. Tomarari doye sada Govinda Visram. So the Vaishnavas, they always carry Krishna in their heart, and that's the place where Krishna resides. So no, absolutely no Vaishnava Parad, and bring mind back to Krishna. So Krishna will be very happy when he sees us struggling to please him. Addition from that, I was told that my time is up, so I'm so sorry. So in addition to this, we are not like this, waking up early during Brahma Muhurta time, chanting in association of devotees, chanting 16 rounds in one sitting, be mindful of the 10 nama aparads will help us chant our japa nicely. So there are 3 important criteria of sadhana for Patanjali, because doing sadhana, it's not like one day job, 1 month job, 1 year. It takes a lifetime. It's a long-term project, lifetime, project for a lifetime, dirgha kala project. And practice without interruption. It's not that I'll take a vacation 2 weeks from chanting. It should not happen like that. My daughter is getting married. I will go for vacation, or I will take time off from chanting. It should not go like that. And then we have to practice without interruption, and we have investing emotions in that practice, sakarya. When our emotions are invested, then we will feel the nourishment in our heart. We will experience that nourishment. We will experience that happiness, that fulfillment in our heart. If we try to, follow this, then we'll be able to practice this process of chanting Hare Krishna, process of bhakti, for a very, very long time. Srila Haridas Thakur, he's the Nama Acharya of holy name. That's why he's given the name Namacharya. I cannot, I cannot complete this this without being grateful to Srila Haridas Thakur, without taking his name. Srila Haridas Thakur, he used to chant 192 rounds every single day at Siddha Bakul in Jagannath Puri for how many years? 18 years before he left his body. And one thing amazes me, his humility and the way he chants, so much. He came from a Muslim background, but it did not hinder him from chanting the holy name. He was not even allowed to get darshan of Lord Jagannath in the Jagannath temple because they considered him Yavanas. But he was very humble. He was staying at Siddha Bakul, in the garden of Kasi Mishra, and then he was still taking the darshan of that chakra, and then praying to Lord Jagannath and chanting there. How many of us will come to the temple, and then if we are not allowed to go inside the temple, we'll stay outside and we'll be chanting 192 rounds? I think it's very impossible. We'll feel very humiliated, and I don't think we'll go back to the temple again, right? So that's our situation. But Srila Haridas Thakur was very different. So, we go to the temple to take darshan of the Lord. But Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Lord Jagannath comes to Haridas Thakur to give his darshan in the form of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu used to bring him prasadam from the Jagannath temple also. We ask for donations to run like Janmashtami festival or any kind of festival. We request devotees to donate, or for book distribution, Sankirtan, we request, right? We beg with devotees or some other people for donations. But in his case, no, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was begging alms to celebrate the life of Srila Haridas Thakur after his departure. He was standing nearby the Simha Dwar in Jagannath Puri. Such was the personality of Srila Haridas Thakur. And then, for all of us, our spiritual teachers, our gurus, they always emphasize that, hey, 16 rounds is only minimum number of rounds. You should increase the number of rounds you chant. It's just minimum, okay? That's not the maximum. You should chant more and more. As you grow older, you should chant more and more. But in case of Srila Haridas Thakur, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu saw him getting very old and his body was not supporting and he was struggling so much. He was saying, oh, Haridas Thakur, please decrease the number of your rounds, Baba, please. But, that was the difference. And again, obviously, we cannot imitate Srila Haridas Thakur. So this Nam Bhajan is very priceless, treasure of Krishna Prema. The entire universe is delivered just by chanting the holy name. So, japa is the real test, because sometimes like during kirtan, it's manageable because, there's mridanga, kartal, harmonium, there's dancing, jumping, running, and other devotees will also be there. It's easy to manage to sit in the kirtan, to dance in the kirtan, but japa is a real test. There's no melody, no music, no instrument, sitting alone in the morning in one place and trying to hear and focus attentively and chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, and beach mein we will fall asleep. And it's a real test in the morning, but it is an individual effort to sit down and chant. It's a very serious business. So, emotions will come, anger, greed, lust, everything will come when we chant, but we should starve them, and then we can chant holy name properly. So here, Bhakti Sadhana Srestha Sunite Haila Mana Prabhu Upadesa Kaila Nama Sankirtana. So this Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya asks Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, which item is the most important in the execution of devotional service? The Lord replied that the most important item was the chanting of the holy name of the Lord. Hare Krishna. And I know His Grace Ramchandra Prabhu had asked me to share my japa realization, but I think we are up with the time. We'll share next time maybe, or if you allow me, I'll take 10 more minutes to just share.
Please do. We just got warmed up actually. You can go for another hour.
Sorry, Prabhuji. I did not think that I would be talking this much, but yes, sorry about this.
No, you're good. You're good. It's only 9:30.
Okay. Because in my background, I'm getting that your time is up, you should stop soon. So, okay, thank you very much. So, with all your blessings, I would like to share whatever small realization or small reflections that I have experienced in my life. So, about last 3 years, it has been such a very transformative, time of my life. I mean, obviously, yes, like Ananga Mohini Mataji introduced me that I joined, came to Krishna consciousness in around 2002. But you know how long it took me to realize the potency of holy name. I mean, this is like, it took me so long time. Yes, and because I was not paying too much attention and I was taking it very cheaply, very not taking it seriously, obviously. And now I feel like, like whatever time I have left, I should, give priority to what is needed the most, and this is the chanting of the holy name. So this year I had a very amazing opportunity. I don't know if if ever I would have such opportunity. I had never had in the past. I had a very amazing opportunity to join a yatra by His Grace Anand Vrindavan Prabhu. I have been joining Anand Vrindavan Prabhu's japa in Zoom for almost like 16 months now. I joined last year in January. So, Anand Vrindavan Prabhu's lectures and, has immense influence in my life on the way I think and how I perceive things now. And I was allowed to join his yatra. I think I consider myself the very most fortunate because I was not eligible. To be honest, like eligible maybe in the attendance way, but not eligible with all my anharthas and with all my shortcomings. So this was my first yatra where the whole mood was like Bolo Krishna, Bhajo Krishna, Koro Krishna Shikha. Like all the devotees there were like, their main theme was like serving devotees is more important than serving Krishna. Serving devotees is more important than serving Krishna. And the whole, yatra was about hearing and chanting. Hearing and chanting. It's nothing else but hearing, chanting, prasadam, and serving devotees, receiving care, all this. So, I felt like, at that time, I felt that all the devotees who have come to the yatra, okay, they are mostly, you might think like they are sannyasis, the devotees who came are brahmacharis. No, none of them. All of them were like grihastha devotees with kids and family and older parents. And, it's all grihastha devotees coming to the yatra. I felt that they came out from the Gaur Lila pastimes. That's what I felt. And like I don't know where to begin, where to end when I start the story of my yatra, because every morning it would be very concentrated japa every day. It was from like 5 o'clock. We had to reach Siddha Bakul, and then they will take us our attendance. And then the first day we had to chant 128 rounds in Siddha Bakul, where Srila Haridas Thakur chanted the first day. And then our breakfast prasadam, lunch prasadam was brought there by devotees and served to us. They made it like every facility so that nobody has to bother about anything, so that every devotee can peacefully chant, peacefully focus only in chanting of the holy name. The first day they even, okay, the arrangement they made was amazing, that from the chairs, like special chairs with air cushions, to so that the older devotees or devotees with back problems can also sit down whole day to chant. Like that was the intention. And I see, like, there are few devotees who chant every day 128 rounds. Maybe I can take their names. His Grace Gudakes Prabhu and His Grace Ramai Pandit Prabhu. They chant every day 128 rounds every single day. Every single day. And sometimes we see them as a normal person sitting next to us, right? We might take them for granted. No, they are serious about their chanting. And then, like sitting long hours was difficult. So Prabhuji, Anand Vrindavan Prabhu had arranged those, like sitting arrangement, including I don't know how much detailed things that he had made the arrangement, including the mosquito sprays, bug sprays, so that, because there are so many mosquitoes, right? Even that, so that devotees can chant peacefully. He even made, like requested Siddha Bakula devotees. They even made like extra bathrooms. They even arranged devotees to clean bathroom every 2 hours, so that devotees, when they go to the bathroom, they don't come out and they think about, the disgusting bathrooms. Every little detail. I don't know how to start, where to start, as I said. So, and then if devotees are sleepy, they gave us the sprays. So every person had a spray. They had japa sevaks. Like that japa sevak will be standing and watching every devotee. If anybody falls asleep, they will humbly go, slowly wake them up. And then as soon as the japa sevak wakes them up, or even if they are not sleeping, they will take out their, like the spray bottle and spray into their eyes. And they will not question. And then sometimes devotees are doing Gayatri, and then the Japa Sevaks would not know, and then they will come and then they will try to wake them up. Like they think they were sleeping, but they were not. But humbly, the devotees will say, "Thank you very much," and sprays their eyes. Like, it's so amazing. I did not see that culture of respect and, culture of helping another devotee chant nicely anywhere before. I was so shocked. And then prasadam point of view, everything was arranged that in such a way that no devotee will get diarrhea, no devotee will have acidity, or no devotee will have constipation problem. Or, the prasadam was so amazing. And even the devotee who was cooking prasadam, he was also chanting. He would wake up in the morning, chants from 2 o'clock to 6 o'clock. Then he goes to the kitchen. He makes the breakfast. After cooking breakfast, he will chant another 16 rounds. And then he makes lunch. And then again, he will chant another 16. And then he will cook dinner. Continue 10 hours in the kitchen and then again chanting. I don't know how is that possible, but devotees did it. And then it's not like all those devotees were uneducated, didn't have anything to do and just came to yatra to do any kind of devotion or any kind of service. No, they were all like big people. Like, when I met all these devotees, one Prabhuji, he works in the governor's office of India Reserve Bank. He's the secretary of the governor. Can you imagine how much responsibilities are in his shoulders? The inflation rate, the economic background, and all these everything like about the economy in the whole India is under the India Reserve Bank, right? So and he came to yatra and he was humbly there as a simple normal devotee, no show off. There was another Mataji. She is a very director in a big company. The company even has given her a driver, and she came and there she is humbly serving, and I am nothing, very simple. Every devotee there were like coming from very big background. They were like two businessmen, like devotees. They said because they were in normal clothing, not even in dhoti. They were like normally coming, and their service was to keep serving prasadam and very nicely serving, bringing water and this and that, and washing the bathroom, cleaning every 2 hours, like that. And then when Prabhuji on the last day announced about them, these devotees are big businessmen. They have 20-30 people under them in their company. They probably never wash or clean their bathrooms at home. So be tolerant to them. We are just shocked, devotees coming from all walks of life, and coming here as a family, and then serving each other as if they were serving Krishna. That was so amazing to me. And then from next day until like the 5th day, we're supposed to chant like 64 rounds in the morning. And then evening time, His Grace Braj Prabhu was giving class for 4 hours. So, we didn't have time to look left and right. So early morning, 5 o'clock, we had to reach Siddha Bakul because there would be attendance. And then after chanting 64 rounds there, we used to come back to our hotel room, and then we used to have lunch prasadam. And right after lunch prasadam, after 4 o'clock, we had, Braj Bihari Prabhu's class, 4 hours next. That was amazing. And it's even amazing to see there were like 3 children of like age group 11 to 13. They were also chanting. They were also qualified to join the yatra from the attendance perspective also. Because to join the yatra, one need to be qualified because they need to have 50% of attendance throughout the year, at least 1 year. And that 50% is like, every day, they are expected to chant at least 1.5 hours, 16 rounds of japa in the Zoom with the video on. Weekdays, 32 rounds. Once a month, 64 rounds. Once every 3 months, it's 128 rounds. And once a year on Srila Haridas Thakur Disappearance Day, Ananta Chaturdasi, 192 rounds. So, like these young children were also so divine, so amazing. I thought that I came to a spiritual world because everybody, obviously the spiritual world in Jagannath Puri, right? So everybody was like so much service oriented, very, very, when they come to chanting, they are chanting very nicely. When they go to service, they are serving, like Jan deke service kar rahe the. It was so amazing.
Prem Prabhu.
Yes, so that was very amazing to me. And on the last day, Anand Vrindavan Prabhu said, okay, today we will not go to Siddha Bakul, we'll chant 16 rounds in the morning, but during the daytime, we will be doing the glorification program for devotees. So everyone, whoever you feel like you can glorify. So that glorification session started, I think, around 8 o'clock in the morning and ended 11 p.m. at night. 11 p.m. at night. And everybody were sitting all day listening to the glorification of the devotees. Some devotees saying this devotee came from here, how much they have struggled, and how much with that struggle also, they are able to, they struggle to chant more. Like, with all their struggles, and how they take shelter of Krishna and come in the association of devotees to chant the holy name of the Lord. That was so amazing. Like, I have never heard devotees glorifying like that for like how many hours? From 8 to 11. I haven't even thought how many hours is that. Like, it was continuous glorification program. And it's like, when we glorify devotees, we will be non-envious of them. So, yeah, my commitment after the yatra, I feel like I have to take japa very seriously. And I should never leave the association of devotees. And I should pray for the devotees and also request devotees to pray for me, because we are all struggling in this material world. By our material eyes, we are not able to recognize devotees who are sitting next to us and around us. But each devotee is precious. Okay, in this Zoom japa, devotees have a different mindset in a sense that they are very divine. So, when japa sevaks, when we feel sleepy, or sometimes if we are not in the video for more than 2 minutes, they will call us, they will message us, or sometimes they will remove us if we don't answer, if we do not, respond to them. So sometimes japa sevaks reach out to the devotees, because in video we don't know how they look, their physical abilities are, right? There's one Mataji who is physically disabled. And one Prabhu, because she was sitting with her head down like this and chanting, cannot see her face. So he called her and said that, Mataji, could you please adjust your camera so that we can see your face, and we will know that you are also chanting there. And this Mataji, she basically crawled to her phone or her device and adjusted the camera and said, Prabhuji, ab ho gaya? Like, then when this Prabhu saw that Mataji doing this, can you imagine how is his state now? She was disabled, but crawled still, this is what devotee means. She was not offended. But this Prabhuji had a very, intense impression in his heart. like, like how much devotees struggle to come to Krishna, to be close to Krishna, to chant the holy name. Everyday struggles are there for everyone, but the only solace is the holy name. And in this yatra, I realized the value of devotees and their association, how important it is to be in association of devotees. The morning concentrated japa, the proper consciousness, how desperate we have to chant, how desperate we have to come to associate with devotees also, because there are so many devotees from Gujarat. I think it's Morbi, somewhere place named Morbi, or like they do not even have an ISKCON temple around, not even a center. They never met ISKCON devotees in their life. And this was the first time they came to Yatra. They would come in Zoom Japa every day, but they have never attended Mangal Aarti. They have never met ISKCON devotees. See how fortunate we are. We have that opportunity. We have that facility to come in association with devotees. There are so many devotees who don't have what facilities we have right now. And then they value that so much. When I saw them and met them and personally associated with them, I said that no. I am not going to make any excuses. Whenever there is a chance to have, to get or receive association of devotees to serve them, that would be my, room for improvement. And then, my another takeaway was we have to have that burning desire to chant the holy name. Burning desire means like, Krishna, I want you and I want you. Anand Vrindavan Prabhu always says that, I want you, Krishna, I don't want anything else. And I should never go in any mother's womb again. Anand Vrindavan Prabhu always says that. And I was thinking, like, he's stressing it so much, but it's not, like going into my heart. But after the yatra, I saw like older devotees, like Gudakes Prabhu, he chants 128 rounds and he's simply in the floor, sitting in the floor and chanting. Like I was, after like 8 hours, 9 hours, my back was hurting, but I did not have guts to stand up and sit on the chair because I see so many senior devotees sitting on the floor and chanting. I could not sit. And there was one Mataji, like elderly, maybe in her 60s or 70s, early 70s, one of Prasad Nehete Prabhu's mother. I'm very impressed with her too, because we take breaks to go to the bathroom or to walk around if our legs are tired. This particular Mataji, she would be sitting from the beginning to the end, just sitting straight. She would not even move to, move her legs or, to reposition. No, just sitting in one sitting and chanting. So where will I meet such devotees who have this burning desire to chant the holy name of the Lord, that they even did not consider their own physical, like discomfort or inability, or I don't know what else to say. There's no words to describe these devotees. So, like I humbly request, I will not take too long time because I know it's almost 10 o'clock now. So at the end, I just humbly request all the devotees to take this process sincerely to your heart, and then also, like take some small baby steps to improve, to like progress, to help each other in their bhakti process, because this bhakti cannot be practiced alone. There is no way that we will be able to chant without the association of devotees. Even if we chant alone, like, it's not possible to continue the momentum going. We definitely need association of devotees. We definitely need to improve the way we take our spiritual life. And every morning, like early morning, chanting the holy name, bead after bead, round after round, hour after hour. It takes so much hard work, endurance. And then sometimes we kind of get demotivated to wake up in the morning, to take it seriously, to feel like this is the most important thing for me. So once we do our 16 rounds in the morning, the whole day flows very nicely. So, I humbly request devotees to take some commitment to move forward, and then it will be very inspiring to everyone around you. And I think I'm of the town of the time that I was allowed. I am very grateful to all of you for listening patiently and helping me to be in proper consciousness. And whatever I have spoken is for my own purification. I am not an advanced devotee. I am not. I'm not like like the mini Haridas Thakur. I am not like that. I am also struggling to chant nicely, to take the spiritual life in a proper way. So kindly forgive me if I have ever, offended any of you knowingly, unknowingly, in any way, by speech, by service, by action, by gesture, by, any way. Kindly forgive me. I do not want to commit aparad to any of you, and I really need your association. I really need your blessings, your mercy, your presence in my life. Every one of you have helped me in some way or other in my chanting, in my spiritual life. I thank you all very, very much. Kindly accept my humble obeisances.